Item hash SCP-2762. Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-2762 is currently retrievable without phenomenal resource expenditure. Until an affordable method for locating and retrieving it without compromising secrecy is proposed, physical containment of SCP-2762 is to be considered unnecessary. Containment of 2762 activation events and the resulting instance of SCP-2762-1 is to be effected by the United States Secret Service, pursuant to the relevant treaties between the United States government and the Foundation. Foundation personnel are prohibited from interfering with these containment efforts, though approved agents and researchers may be present up to twice a year in an observational role. The United States government will inform the Foundation of any changes to SCP-2762's anomalous properties. Should SCP-2762 be retrieved and its targeting changed, the US government has agreed to cede control of it to the Foundation. In this event, SCP-2762 is to be contained in a cubic container no less than 5 meters on the side. It is to be suspended in the middle of the chamber, and the remaining space filled with water or some other non-hazardous liquid. After each 2762 activation event, the container is to be refilled. Description: most information in this description has been shared with the Foundation in compliance with the Foundation-USA Information Sharing Treaty. Independent corroboration has been found for most claims within. SCP-2762 is a stone carved into the shape of a snake weaving over itself into a tight ball, approximately 14 cm in diameter. The snake's head is visible near the top, and is highly stylized. It shows moderate wear, consistent with an estimated age of 500 years. SCP-2762 is visually similar to other non-anomalous sculptures associated with ancient Mesoamerican cultures. The purpose of these sculptures is unknown, but they are believed to be associated with lunar festivals, celebrating the rebirth of the moon from darkness. SCP-2762 is covered in carved runes, some resembling simplified pre-Columbian Nahuatl and others similar to those found on Minoan artifacts. It is believed that these were added after the object's original creation, and that they control its function. Testing by groups outside the Foundation's influence has found SCP-2762 to be unaffected by intense heat, pressure, corrosive substances or proximity to explosions of any magnitude. Every full moon at solar midnight for the target of SCP-2762, a 2762 activation event occurs. At this time, SCP-2762 begins to vibrate, and a green luminescence appears on the surface. SCP-2762 then begins to draw in all nearby matter through an unknown means. The vacuum force intensifies until it has consumed approximately 10 cubic meters of non-gaseous matter. At this point, all matter absorbed by SCP-2762 in the activation event is disgorged in the form of an instance of SCP-2762-1 via a portal which appears in an open space near the current President of the United States. Instances of SCP-2762-1 resemble snakes approximately 17 meters in length. They demonstrate the material properties of the homogeneous amalgam of all substances absorbed during the activation event. SCP-2762-1 are fully animate, and attempt to kill and consume the President of the United States. They may be rendered inanimate by inflicting sufficient damage, and also lose all anomalous properties at the dawn after the activation event. Due to the location of SCP-2762, all instances of SCP-2762-1 are made of cement-like compacted regolith. SCP-2762 is currently located on the Moon as a result of a failed attempt to negate its anomalous properties by the United States Secret Service. It was believed that since 2762 activation events occur based on the phase of the Moon, removing it from Earth would remove phases of the Moon as a valid parameter for activation. However, SCP-2762 proved to use the target's location rather than its own, so the 2762 activation events continued unabated. SCP-2762's precise location on the Moon is unknown, due to the impossibility of affixing tracking devices to it for an extended duration, and its consumption of large amounts of lunar soil every month. Recovery is therefore unlikely. Interview 2762-16. In early 2009, the Foundation was able to contact Boris Vetrov, a former member of the Psychotronics division of the group. Though Mr. Vetrov was living in the United States at the time, it is believed the United States government was unaware of his involvement in the creation of SCP-2762. As Mr. Vetrov has shown no signs of involvement in the anomalous world for the 20 years since his immigration to the United States, he has been judged of little interest save as a historical consulting source for GRU activities during the Cold War. Foundation outreach personnel were able to schedule an interview between Mr. Vetrov and Dr. Edward Wilson, project head for Mesoamerican history.